from Journal, Jot, and Jive. If this is your first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so every time I post, you are in the know. All right, guys, today is Tuesday. It is February 19th. Yeah, the month is pretty much over. As the month ends out or is starting to wrap up, I wanted to start bringing you a little info on journal things and more journal content so that you can start expanding your journal experience. So today we're going to talk about 10 things that I use in my journal. I would kind of say some of these are my favorite things to use in my journal. So I thought it would be cool to show you these things. Now, let's go ahead and put this disclaimer out here. This video is not an enabling video. This video is not to tell you to go out to the store to buy the things. If it's not in your budget, let's not do it. If it is in your budget, then hey, fine, go for it. But make sure it's something that you know that you're going to use or you already had plans on trying. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So I have everything stacked up here, but we're going to move this stuff to the side and we will bring things in one by one. All right, let's do this. Hopefully I don't lose it in the rest of my chaos that y'all can't see to the left side. All right, so we're going to start with number one. Number one is going to be the journal. Now, yes, I do have several different journals, but this is my personal journal. I typically will journal in dot grid journals for my personal journal. For right now, Scribbles That Matter is my favorite journal. And the reason I said matter like that is because for the longest, I butchered the name of this. I used to say Scribbles That Matters. Don't know why I was putting that S. But anyway, it is a dot grid journal. I won't be able to open everything because some of the pages, I don't know what's on what. But it does come as a dot grid. It comes numbered. You do receive a pocket in the back if you wanted to add things in your pocket, and you also receive a pen test page, and then in the front you get who it belongs to, and you also have an index or a key. Now if you're using the bullet journal in the traditional way, then you will probably use more of those sections, and then you have a band that keeps it closed and a pen loop. So this is one of my favorite, again, type journals to use, dot grid journal. And so that's going to be number one. Number two, I like layering my pages. And and this is going to be two combined, okay? So I like using cardstock and scrapbooking paper. So I usually will do a base foundation on a lot of my pages, and I will layer some things out. You know, I might take, I guess I can show you now. I'm not going to do necessarily demonstrations with the other items, but kind of to give you a feel. I might take this down, and then I may take another piece and go across it. And while I'm saying I might not do demonstrations, I think I will have to do a demonstration on a couple of other items that I'm going to pull. So again, this is paper that's just going to add dimension to your pages. It's not required. It's just something that I like doing. Another thing that I use is cardstock packs. This is a 4.5 by 6.5. And I usually will take this, paste it in here, and write on the black sheet. So these are a couple of items you will always tend to see me use in some way, some fashion, some form on a video journal related. Okay, so we have one, our journal, two, our cardstock. So now, when you're using the cardstock, you can keep it plain or you can add a little additional detailing to your cardstock. So this is, I guess you would call it a die cut, y'all, and it gives you a pattern. So this is the pattern that will come out when you put the paper in and cut, and I'll show you this quickly. Now there is no base to catch this at the bottom, so you will have to kind of sweep it out of the way after you finish. And I just punch the holes and it gives me a little extra decor, and then I'll place that in my journal. So we're going to say, for the sake of this video, we're going to call it a die cut. And it's cool because it snaps up like that and it gives you room for additional storage, so it doesn't take up so much space when you're starting to put the items away. So that's the die cut. The next thing that I like to use, this would be number 4, I believe. Journal number 1, cardstock number 2, die cut number 3, and then we're going to do decor scissors. So when you have decor scissors, they're going to have different designs on the front of them. And they usually come in a pack of 12, I believe, or maybe fewer. I don't know. I've had them for so long. And what this does is it adds just a little different element to your pages or your cardstock or paper that you want to cut. And you just have another shape. I didn't cut that really well, did I? Anywho. So it does that. So again, like we just changed and altered that whole sheet, and that can go on the inside of your journal. You can even use this scrap for something else, okay? So the next thing we have is always going to be some washi tape somewhere around. I have rolls for days, like probably over 100 plus rolls. So I'm on the quest to get rid of washi. So I do add washi in my pages in my journal. So that is another thing. So I think we are now to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 5 is washi. Number 6 is going to be a tape runner. Now, I like the tape runner a little bit more than glue sticks because I don't have to get all the little extra stuff on my hands. And all you do is you just take this and you would run it across the back of the page. And honestly, y'all, I can do this on the inside of here because I would be able to use it in some regards. So let's see. Hold on. Let's find us a blank page. All right, so this is a blank page. With the tape runner, I usually like to make sure that I'm going to seal the ends, but if you want to feel a little more secure, you can take it all the way down to, well, inside of the middle part, but just make sure you have a little bit of that tape runner on the edge so it can stick as good as possible. So let's go ahead and put this right here. And then to show you that, how did I end up doing a demonstration video, y'all? That was not the goal. But sometimes things change. And then I might take some washi and put it, not necessarily traditional, like you would see, because I could actually write in between those. And so that has shown you how we have already used pretty much a lot of those things that I've shown so far. So we've used cardstock, we've used washi, we used our decor scissors to get that, and we used our die cut, and we used our glue tape. So those are already a couple of items that pretty much if you have them around the house, you can use them in your journal. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to open this back up. So why I am closing it, no one knows. So again, we started with 1, the journal, 2, the cardstock, 3, the die cut, 3, the die cut, 4, the decor scissors. I hope I'm going in order. 5, the washi, 6, the glue tape. Now, another thing that I am using in my journals, now I don't normally do this on the regular, but I want to get into stamping, so lately I have been doing that. So 7 is going to be your ink pad. Did I count these together, y'all? 7 is going to be your ink pad for sure, and I'm going to just roll with it and say that the stamp is going with that too. So we're going to do stamping, but we're not going to do that today in there. But I would use this inside of my journal. And sometimes I have little different shapes, like I have coffee. And so what you would use with this would be an acrylic block to put your stamp on, and then you would stamp. So 7 is going to be our stamping items. So 8 is going to be, oh y'all, I got ink on my hand. That's all just country. That tells you I ain't clean a stamp. You see, I ain't no real stamper. Anyway, so 8 is going to be highlighters. I love using highlighters. Love them, love them, love them, love them. So I'm going to use those quite often in my journals. Sometimes just to highlight certain moments. Other times to make borders. It just makes your page pop without having to think a lot about doing too much, really. You just highlight the page and keep it moving. So that is 8. 9 is going to be a pen. Now, of course, I use several pens out of like 100 plus, probably more than that. But I'm always going to use a black pen somewhere in my journal. So black will be a standard pen that I use. This is a Pentel Finito, and it's an extra fine porous point pen. So it's more like a marker pen. I do use marker pens quite a bit in my bullet journal. So black is always going to be seen. So I believe, what was that? 9? Yes, that was 9. So 10 is going to be Pentel Milky Pop. Now, this is not the only pen that I use that will write on dark paper, but this is the reason I do use that pen. It writes on dark paper. So that black paper that we had, it will show up on that. So let's grab a quick piece of paper outside of here. And then I'm going to show you how that will work. And I hope this pen is flowing because I did not do a test. And so this pen shows up on dark sheets of paper. And so it is, again, one of my favorite things to use in my journals. Why am I pause talking like that? That is so not what's up. Okay, so, and that's what will happen on here. And you see how it pops? So this again is the milky pop. I didn't mean to say all that. I'm a little bit off this morning. But anyway, y'all, these are 10 of my favorite things. So let's do another countdown. And if you have some of these things, I hope you will pull them out. You probably didn't realize you had a lot of the stuff that I was using in my journals. So we have number 1, it's going to be the journal. Number 2 is going to be our cardstock. Number 3 is going to be the die cut, which has great storage because it pops back in. Number 4 is going to be our decor scissors. Number 5 is going to be our washi. Number 6 is going to be our tape runner, which is going to place down the cardstock that you have. Number 7 is going to be our stamping system. Not our stamping system, stamps is number 7. Number 8 is going to be our highlighter. Number 9 is going to be a black pen of some sort. And number 10 is going to be the Pentel Milky Pop, which is going to write on those darker sheets of paper, and it's going to bring those pages alive. So again, these are 10 of my favorite things that I use within my journal. Of course, I do have some other favorite things, but these are definitely going to be standard. It's going to be seen quite often. And I just wanted to show you that you may have some of these items around the house. Go ahead and shop your stash today. If you do have these things, create a page today and have fun with your journal moments. Don't run away from writing your feelings. Get them out. It will make you feel so much better. I promise. You can journal fun moments. You can journal not so fun moments. And you can just doodle. Do whatever is going to bring you a little extra peace. So until next time.